Let's move some machines.
Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom.
All right, machine number 1 loaded and strapped. Let's haul this thing. Well, that went pretty well. Didn't drop the machine in the road, and all my straps are still tight. Doesn't look like it moved around at all. Perfect. Yeah! Well, I didn't mean to drop it, but it seems fine. There's a little spot right here. Maybe you can see it's dented in a little bit because it landed on this thing. Should be easy to fix. Oh, yeah. All right, I'm back here with the trailer. Now, it's time to get the machine, the heavy part of the machine, which is back here. Now, I've got a pretty clear path cut, but it's still real frickin' heavy. You can see I've got it on an axle and some wheels on the front and the back. So my plan is, at least in here, to get the forklift and tie a strap to this and tug on it and maybe push it around a little bit with the forks. I just remembered I want to spin this thing around because I want to load the back end on the trailer first, because when I get it home I want the front to roll into the garage. So I better do that here while I have the room. we go. Got it on the trailer. That wasn't too bad. I want to get it off of these wheels. I want it setting right down on the trailer, and I don't want it setting on steel. Steel on steel can be slippery. I'm going to set it on these pieces of plywood. And hopefully that just gives it a little sticktivity. Let's see if this thing can even do the lift. Oh, oh yeah. Well, I called out the big guns here. I needed some big straps, so I called Cobra Frame Building and Rigging. He comes and helps me out every time I do this kind of thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a team effort. We got to load this thing up and get it safely into your beautiful shop.
That's right. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Well, we made it here all right. We got it unstrapped. Gonna get it back up on the wheels. Just gonna get it rolled right in here. It's gonna be super easy.
It's so easy.
So here's my idea. We got the mill, we got to get it off the trailer. Now, I don't want to pull it manually, so I have a 2x4 and a scissor jack right there. I'm hoping we can just push it a little ways, put a longer 2x4 in, push it a little ways until we're off the ramp down there. This thing's too tall to fit in the door basically, so I'm about to pull the trailer out from underneath the machine. Sheet metal kind of swung out of the way. Alright, so we're at the crack. So we got Joe's badass turbo diesel truck here, just with a 2-inch tube and the receiver just pushing on the machine, and we're just sliding it into the garage. It's just making its way in here. We got some sheet metal tearing. We thought it was just going to slide on the sheet metal, but that didn't work out quite as well. It's working on that one better. The clearance here to the top is just nothing, but I mean it's something. It's going. Clearance is clearance. Oh yeah. Good spot. There you go. A little more. A little more. Right there. Oh man, Joe just left. The machine has landed. The machine is in the building. This is so awesome. All right, I think I got this thing as clean as I'm gonna get it. You gotta draw the line somewhere, and I'm thinking it looks pretty good. You know, coolant sprays around inside here, so as soon as I fire this thing up, it's gonna be filthy again. But I paid attention to the areas here and down here and along the sides, because I'm gonna be putting new sealant in there, and I'm hoping this thing's not gonna leak all over my floor. So we'll have to see about that. That's what I'm talking about. Let's get another angle on that. You can see just how much clearance we got here. That is honestly all you need. Any more than that is a waste. All right, it's another day. Now we got to do the wiring. And I got some wiring to do because it was previously running on 208 volt 3-phase. And now I'm going to be running it on 240 volt 3-phase, but from a phase converter. So I got to retap the transformers. I want to do some other little wiring changes, and I got to finish running the wires through the conduit to the machine. So that's what we're up to now. All right, I just retapped transformer 1, which is this one. Now we're on to transformer 2, which is this one. And things are a little bit easier to see here, so I wanted to show you exactly what I'm doing. So in the manual here, you can see there's different instructions for different voltages. So it was running on 208 volts before, which you can see there, and they want you to connect 4L3 to H1. So what's going on here? Well, here's 4L3, it's labeled nicely, to H1, that's the first number 1 terminal, okay? That matches 4L2 to H6. There's 4L2, and we're in 6. Okay, so then there's jumpers here too. So we got jumper H1 to H5 and H2 to H6. And sure enough, 1 is connected to 5 and 2 is connected to 6. So we have to do this differently now because we're going to be on 230 volts. So we got to go 4L3 to H1, which is the same as that, so we don't have to move that. But 4L2 has to go to H7 instead of H6. So we got to move this one to here, and what else do we have? Jumper H1 to H5, that's the same as here, and H3 to H7. So the one going from 2 to 6 has to go from 3 to 7. All right, now I need to make some more changes to the wiring back there, and the reason for that is I'm running this off of a phase converter, and so I got an American Rotary ADX20. This is the manual. In the manual, it says T3 is the manufactured line. Do not use T3 for any single phase loads such as start circuits, controls, etc. All right, now back to the manual for the CNC mill. So you can see T1 and T2 that we were just messing with. And you can see T1 normally taps into L1 and L2, but then T2 normally taps into L2 and L3. And what they were doing there is trying to balance the load across the 3 legs. And then all 3 legs go to the drive for the spindle motor. Well, since there's some control circuitry in here, I'm not supposed to connect T2 to L3 because L3 is the manufactured leg from the phase converter. So we need to move this up to L1 so that both transformers are running off of 1 and 2. All right, so what does that mean in the real world? Well, we've got, this is line 3. This is what's coming from the phase converter, and this is what they're calling the manufactured leg, these blue wires. And this is plugging into this fuse, going through the fuse and going to L3. This wire goes up to this breaker, and there it is right there labeled 1L3. Now, there's this 1L3, which is partnered up with this guy, and it's running over to here, which is 1L3, and it's feeding this breaker. And then 4L3 comes out of here, and we see it pop out right here, 4L3 at the transformer. And this is the one that we want, rather than being fed from this manufactured leg, we want it fed from the single phase current that's coming from the power company. So basically what we need to do is we need to take this buddy wire that's going from here to here, because we want this breaker fed rather from line 3, we want it fed from line 1. So we need to take this wire and just move it to here, which is where the line 1 wire is coming in from. That's 1L1. This is 1L1 right here. So all we have to do really is move this wire from here to here, which seems real simple, but man, I've been racking my head over this because if I do it wrong, I'm gonna let the smoke out. Okay, I'm about to try and fire this thing up. I am so nervous. I almost don't want to do it because, I mean, I'm sure I did it right, but... All right, we got to start the phase converter. It started. Let's check our voltage at the machine here. So we're 243 between 1 and 2, 246 between 2 and 3, 241, 242 between 1 and 3. Alright, so I went to turn the drives on and it acted like it was trying to home at least the x-axis immediately. I don't know what's up with that, so I hit the E-stop. Got a couple alarms happening. We got a low air pressure alarm. I don't even have it hooked up to air, so I expected that. So let me turn that off and see if I can get it to move again. Should I turn the drives back on? I don't know why the x-axis is taken off like that. Alright, good news, I didn't let any smoke out. I think I did the wiring back there right. Bad news, the x-axis is taken off. Now because it's only the x-axis, I'm thinking, when I took the enclosure off this thing, I had this little end cap that's right here. This is the x-axis drive motor right here, and this end cap that's on here, the way it was installed before was actually 90 degrees this way, and this nipple right here was interfering with the bottom of the enclosure as the enclosure was trying to come off. So I just took the end cap off, and I was talking to somebody who has the exact same machine, and he said his end cap is oriented this way. So when I put it back on, I oriented it this way because I thought, well, it'll be out of my way when I'm putting the enclosure back on, and it was. That was handy, but I'm thinking that I did something wrong here. I don't know if I can get away with just clocking this back and hopefully it'll work, or maybe I screwed something up in here. This is my best guess. Oh my gosh, look at this. See this mysterious green plug? See these wires? This little terminal right there? Let's just put that back. Okay, that was pretty stupid. Hopefully it survived my stupidity. Let's give this another go. Alright, so we're back to where we were. Let me try turning the drives on again. Oh, there we go. We're jogging. We're jogging that way. Nice. I want to run the Z-axis all the way up because I know that spindle motor is going to get real close to the ceiling. I don't want it to just go automatically right through the ceiling. Oh, is that it? Oh, that's not as high as it goes. Oh, I have to home the axes in order to go higher than that, I think. All right, well, let's just try homing the axes. Just be ready with the E-stop. Oh, it's perfect. So now it's homing the table. Now it's homing X. Nice. Nice. Let's try and turn the spindle on. We'll go 500 RPM. Oh, low air pressure. All right, I got the air rigged up just because I gotta test the spindle motor. So let's just give it a go. Oh yeah. So let's make it shift gears. It's gonna shift into second gear and go 2,000 RPM. Hell yeah. All right, let's go for that tool change. Nice. Oh man. All right, that's a wrap for this one. I got the CNC mill in the garage and operational. A lot to come on this. Thank you for watching.